Hello. Today we're going to go over another build. We're going to go over another build. Build. Nothing I came up with, by the way. Just throwing that out there. It's awesome, though. And if you don't know about it, you should. I don't really use it too often. I probably will a little bit more. It feels a little cheesy. It's a bleed build. It's a bleed build. One of my regulars in chat told me to put the stuff on and play with it, right? So we did. I'll show you in a little bit. It's pretty strong. Especially, like, more than anything. I mean, it does a bunch of damage, but you're full health all the time. It's gross. It's gross. Anyway, so it's all the Slayer gear. This is the Harbinger because it's the skin for using your glowing shards to unlock the different color. The Devastator, basically any kind of secondary, but because we're running Slayer and you get bonus damage after reloading for your first shot, I went with the hunting pistol. The problem being, if there's a bunch of ads on screen and stuff, it's nice to have maybe a higher rate of fire gun versus two slow firing guns. But that's preference. You could also use melee weapons. I threw these on because they charge attack supply bleeding, right? And this is a bleed build. This comes with the skewer mod, bleeding. For those of you that don't know how to get the Devastator, you haven't played the game very much yet, and you should at least go through one playthrough, at least, before you really start focusing on builds. But you do get this weapon after killing the unclean one in courses. He's the big fat dude at the meats packaging plant thingy, whatever. You shoot him in the butt is his weak spot. The big fat guy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then Fan of Knives, which you get from one of the bosses in the Swamps of Courses DLC. I believe it's the rat guy. I could be wrong, but I think it's the rat guy. Anyways, you throw those and it causes bleeding. So bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Razor wire necklace increases bleeding damage dealt by 50%. Ranged and melee damage dealt to bleeding enemies is increased by 15%. So you get 15% extra damage to the target that you're shooting that is bleeding. Bleeding effects applied to the wearer, or by the wearer, steal 10% of the damage dealt and return it to the wearer as health. So as they're ticking bleed damage, you're getting health. And then basically this last ring could literally be whatever you want. You could throw in a mod ring so that you can affect your two mods up there. Damage, crit, whatever you want to do, basically. Another option would be, instead of razor wire necklace, you could run the whetstone. When attacking a bleeding enemy, crit chance is increased by 15% and crit damage is increased by 50%. You could run that with a crit ring if you wanted, instead of the devour or whatever, instead of empowering loop. So you could go like crit if you wanted. But you need Bloodletter's Insignia. Bloodletter's Insignia is obtained in one of the Resum dungeons that has the 5 alarm totems. I believe there's 3 different items to get. I can't remember which method it is. You might want to look it up. But one of the... So the 3 methods, I believe, are destroy all 5 totems without alerting the alarm system. Basically, alert all 5. Don't alert any. Or don't alert a couple, but then alert a few, right? So I can't remember which one off the top of my head it is, but it's one of those. And then the razor wire necklace is also from Resum. It's just a random drop on the ground. So technically, if you don't have the DLC and you're brand new, this build isn't for you, because you're going to need to be in Resum to get both of these two. All of this stuff up here is obtainable in main game. No Swamps of Courses DLC, no subject. And then trait-wise, all you really need is triage to make your healing beefier. And any kind of mod duration and mod power, really. I could tell you you need crit damage, but you need that for everything. Range damage, you need that for everything. Crit chance, you need that for everything. So yes, it is good in this build, but it's going to be good in every build. But since this does a bunch of healing, triage is going to be probably the most beneficial to this build versus other builds. And then speaking of healing, one other thing you could stack on here, instead of having a damage ring, you could run Blood Font to increase more healing. So you're going to heal over time, and then your healing effectiveness is increased by another 15%. All right, let's go find somebody to play with. Go ahead and hit him with a bleed first. Oh, he's bleeding. Oh, look at that health back. Oh, he's dead. Hit this guy with a bleed. Health back. And he's dead. We need to find a fatty. Again, this is on Apocalypse, by the way. I'm frozen, I'm frozen, I'm frozen. We're going to use the knives. We're going to see if we can hit multiple targets. There we go. Look at that healing. Gross. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit this guy here for a bunch of 235s. We'll go and make him bleed. He's bleeding. With the 352s. End him right here. Right in the foot. Healing. How many bullets does that normally take you to kill that guy? It's gross. Hit both of those guys. That guy. Wish they didn't run so much. They don't attack. They don't attack frequently enough. They miss their shots. Bad examples. Anyway, it's gross. It's really gross. The amount of damage you do when they're bleeding, the amount of healing you take, how powerful your bleeds are. Also, by the time you're watching this, I'll probably have videos up on the rings. I don't yet for the ones in the... Because there's 3 items you can get inside that dungeon that has the alarm systems. But I'll probably have that video. Link will be in the description below, along with a ton of other links. I have videos on how to get the Slayer outfit. I have videos on how to get the claws. Rawr. Rawr. So those are the charge attacks that cause bleeds. Regular attacks. There's a sprint attack. Whoosh. And then there's a dodge attack. It's a double hit. Bam, bam. Yeah. But I have videos for all of those so far. The hunting pistol, I have a video for that. And then again, the razor wire necklace, there won't be a video. It's a random drop inside of the snow zone. Yes. And then finally, I stream daily over on Twitch, FYI, between the late night hours of 8 p.m. to about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's West Coast United States. You can swing by, hang out, goof off. I'm going to start doing some co-op on Remnant to help some people out. However, I do have a bunch of other games I play, and I'm kind of trying to wrap up this and move on to some other games. So if you want to see some other games, that's another place to come check it out and hang out. You can follow me on Twitter, at SlyGumbi for news, updates, and goofiness. I have a Discord. Link will be in the description below for everything, all the stuff, all my YouTube videos for Remnant. They also have a playlist set up for your convenience, so you don't have to cipher through all the other games that I play. Facts. Check it out. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.